When you go so many years and you lose your movements and your facial expressions and stuff, it's really hard.
But tonight, a message of hope from a Green Bay man who thought his life would be a downward spiral after a Parkinson's diagnosis almost 2 decades ago.
Now he's back to work, traveling and living again thanks to a medical procedure performed right here in Northeast Wisconsin. In a health alert you'll only see here on Action 2 News, Brittany Schmidt shows us the difference a deep brain stimulation has made in one man's life.
He's got my middle name.
57-year-old Steve Sachs just got back from New Mexico, where he met his first grandson for the first time.
I was third in line. My daughter and my wife were the first two that got to hold him.
But Steve got his chance, and he cherished it.
I got pictures I can show you.
You can see the happiness on his face in this new family photo. But Steve didn't always like pictures.
One thing that I really didn't like about looking at pictures is the masked face, the expressions. When everybody else is laughing, you know you're laughing yourself, and you go, what the heck is going on? Is this what I really look like in public? And that was hard.
Hard because at the time, about 18 years ago, Steve didn't know what was happening to his body.
I picked up a coffee mug to have a coffee, and I couldn't take my fingers out of the ring of the cup. I sat there and I looked at it and I went, what is that? And my wife's a nurse, and she didn't recognize it either. I had to actually pull my hands out like this, and I said, man, something's wrong.
That confusion only got worse as Steve started struggling with everyday tasks, taking money out of his wallet, buttoning his shirt, balance.
I used to search for stuff to hang on to.
Short of age 40, and Steve was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease.
It was like getting a boulder dropped on your chest, and I cried as I came over the bridge. I got home and I was crying. She said, what's going on? And I said, I got Parkinson's.
He was then referred to Dr. Max Otts, a Baycare Clinic neurosurgeon in Green Bay.
Parkinson's disease is a degenerative condition of the brain where there's a lack of what's called a neurotransmitter called dopamine that is not made.
The condition leads to tremors, slowness of movements, rigidity, and eventually worsens over time.
Parkinson's disease can have a big impact on a patient's quality of life and his ability to function appropriately. There's no cure for it. The initial treatment is medications.
Steve did that and gave up his heating and cooling technician job.
Gave my tools away.
For a desk job. But when even that proved difficult, Dr. Ott suggested deep brain stimulation, or DBS, a procedure that's been around for almost 2 decades.
We are the only one that does this procedure in Northeast Wisconsin. Best way to look at it is it's like a pacemaker of the brain.
The device made by Medtronics works like this. A generator is placed in the chest wall, and these electrodes,
A relatively tiny thing, that's it.
are routed to a certain part of the brain.
The lead is placed into what we call the subthalamic nucleus, which is in a kind of a deep part of the brain here. It's about 5-6 millimeters in size. So it's a quite exact procedure. You have to be able to put it in the right place.
The right place is so important that Dr. Otts actually had to wake Steve up during surgery to test it out.
I was shaking, and all of a sudden it came to dead stop, and he said, lock it in place.
It is another way of showing that we are in the right spot. But it's key to be in the right spot.
A few weeks later, his doctor turned it on for the first time.
I started it up, and I was off and running.
Even his wife, taken back by the special moment.
She cried. She said, he's finally walking, heel to toe, heel to toe, heel to toe. And I had my stride, and I was swinging my arms like I never did before.
Steve's DBS runs 24/7.
2 volts on one side, 1.2 volts on the other.
But he does have the ability to change that, to show us what Parkinson's looks like for him.
And now it's off. I feel my face starting to slide a little bit. This really isn't that bad right now anyways, but I don't want to go out in public like this. You have guys say, you have too much coffee today? People make comments like that, you know.
And once he turns it back on,
And we go on, and now it's running.
instant change.
It'll go right down to 0 pretty quick. I can feel it in my face right now. I can feel it in my legs. It's freeing up my muscles.
Which is something he never thought he would experience again.
No, I thought it was all downhill. to be honest. It's been just wonderful. It's actually pretty good. So I'm pretty confident with that.
Confident with tasks around the house again.
I've got more tools, power tools now than I ever had before.
More confidence in his job.
I walked into work and everybody said, "Who are you?" I just blew them away. I didn't have any involuntary movements or anything like that.
But more importantly, more confidence in himself to hold his grandson the way he's always wanted.
It's kind of funny. My wife said a long time ago that I wouldn't be able to carry a baby because of my balance. And it was nice to just walk around with the baby, to give it the bath to the baby, and I didn't change any diapers or anything like that. So it's been a good relief.
In Green Bay, Brittany Schmidt,
It got my life back together.
Action 2 News.
Wow.
It certainly did give him his life back.
All neat that he wanted to hold that baby.
Wow.
Really was.
Amazing story. Thanks for sharing it.
Absolutely.